Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dancing Oracle with Najia. I'm welcoming again our lovely, lovely, lovely guest, Kristen Hustead, and she's going to talk about her predictions, particularly the earthquake predictions, uh, and quantum healing, and many of the things we need to transition into this shift that we're going in consciousness, this higher elevation, bringing the spiritual life more into our grounded earth life. So thank you, Kristen, for coming back. I'm so happy to have you.
Thank you. Thank you for your kindness and your support. It's
Ah,
been fun to get to know you.
it's so fun to get to know you. And I know last time you came on at great risk to your personal life and profession to share from spirit what you were getting as messages since December. It is not your normal gig to do predictions. And
Yes,
yeah, you're a healer.
we're buffering.
We're
Yeah.
buffering. It's okay. We'll talk through it and pray for good connectivity,
Do,
good
do, you
Wi-Fi.
sure? Okay.
It's okay. It's
I
okay.
know. I know. Are you
It's
going to
all
cut
right.
this? Are you going to cut this out?
You
Okay.
know
All right.
what? I'm very organic in my method of I don't edit at all. Um, but if you rather start over again, I'm happy to
Sorry.
do so. No, we're good. We're good. I don't edit at all, so you get us.
We're good. It's all good.
You get us.
You get
So,
us and our buffering because I live in the country.
and who are we? I'm a psychic medium as well as a dance teacher. And Kristen, she channels. Tell us who you go into meditation and you channel. Tell our viewers about that. So there's some new people coming in today.
Sure, sure. Well, first of all, the channeling is kind of new to me on a global on a larger platform. But as a personally, I run a business called Well Balance, and I have for the last 9 years worked with people on the body, releasing the body, the fascial stretch therapy. I do Reiki, asking for that divine healing, and also am a grief and trauma counselor and also a Pilates and meditation teacher. So I use and a medical intuitive. So I use all those modalities to help people heal. So that's what I normally do. But as far as when I have been reading over the last 9 years people's bodies as a medical intuitive and also getting divine messages to help guide people on their healing path, I started to last February get more streams of consciousness in my meditation because every morning I wake up and I ask for how I can serve the world and I ask for divine protection and guidance in everything I do in order to give my clients the best that I can give them, and not from Kristen but from a higher realm so that they can heal. And so last February, I started to get these profound streams of consciousness, these what people would call channeling, but full downloads of this beautiful information from Sophia. And in my meditation, because I do see energy, I have that really acute sixth sense. And it was this beautiful spirit, like dancing and shimmering in front of me. And I said, well, who are you? And the spirit said Sophia. And I asked who Sophia was, and I heard Holy Spirit. So after my meditation, I went and I looked on the internet what Sophia is. And what it said was Sophia means wisdom in Greek. It's the feminine essence of the Holy Spirit. Now, people are like, well, the Holy Spirit doesn't have a feminine essence. Well, everything has a masculine, feminine, essence. So it's just the wisdom. And the name Sophia, people make it seem like that's a person, but it's
Yeah.
this wisdom and God within. So Sophia means God within. And so I once I knew that, I was like, okay, I'm in because I know how to decipher a good energy versus difficult energy because I've been doing it for 9 years on my clients and stuff. And so
Yeah.
as I started, go ahead. So
Yeah.
as I
So
started to just,
yeah.
oh, sorry.
So just the difficult energy was a lot of people in the last comments, if you watched the last video, some people were concerned that you had a different energy coming through.
I see. And I don't, yeah, that's for them to decipher. They need to
Yeah.
go within.
Yeah.
I am not here to. you know, you guys do you. Like honestly, just do you. And I'm gonna do me, and I am going to ask for the highest good. And so people need to trust their own intuition and their
Exactly.
own guidance. This is your journey in life. This is not mine or anyone. So that's what this wisdom has been coming through to tell us, that we create our reality, because we've been given free will, that we're all from a divine source. We're all from God source creator, and we are all pure love. And we come to this earth and we try to find love, is what these wisdom messages have been saying. And we find love in the wrong places. And so really what this journey, like you said at the beginning, is finding out who we are, through back alignment to love in that spiritual sense as we are walking upon this earth. So that's the evolutionary shift we're in. And everybody, please, honestly, you do you. Yeah. I think that is this the most important thing, is because what we keep hearing from these messages is God is within. I mean, it says it in the scripture too. The kingdom of heaven is within.
Does.
So that is where we're all called. Because if we look outside of ourselves, we'll get confused, and because we're always trying to make other people happy, or we're taking in other people's a point of view, and that might not be where God has us, you know, source has us each individually. So
Yeah, so what happens is as you have your channel, because so Kristen has her own channel where she does messages pretty much every day, right?
I try to do 3 days, 3 times a week,
Okay, it
because I'm
seems yeah, it
still,
seems
yeah,
I've been
trying.
getting a lot of notifications.
Yeah.
And one of the things is sometimes people hold on to a psychic or channeler's message as a linear thought, right? As a linear
Right. Hmm.
in
Hmm.
this 3D world. And
Right.
it's coming through mystically,
Yes.
how it comes in. It's not like it's the God
Hmm.
talking through the heavens and so it's a
Hmm.
whole different process of tuning in,
Hmm.
deciphering.
Hmm.
So the viewers have to understand that,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
And what's also interesting, because I'm always trying to bring up psychic development to my viewers.
Yes.
In fact, I
Yes.
teach courses on it, workshops every month,
Yes.
and mentoring by phone and Zoom on that. Because I really am
Hmm.
called to bring people on who know how to do this, and also in my own things, because everybody has to find that within everybody.
Yes. Yes.
And when Kristen or another
Yes.
psychic says something,
Right.
right, or a channel,
Right.
whoever,
Right.
telepath,
Yeah.
or how it comes through you and your body, especially your heart, right,
Hmm.
is your wisdom.
It's deciphered through my vehicle, so to speak. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
But
it'll
I
be like,
mean,
right,
sorry.
it's best. Hmm.
Yeah, it's deciphered through her vehicle. And then as you go to YouTube, because maybe you're not as adept at doing it, or maybe you are, or you want to see other people and what they get, whatever message that channel or psychic brings, you still have to take the responsibility of how does this feel for me?
Yes.
Because that's the ultimate message.
Yes.
That's the
Hmm.
ultimate message.
Hmm.
And I'm sorry I'm interrupting you so much, but I just needed to clarify. Is that okay?
Oh, it's perfect.
It's the ultimate message because whatever you're encountering in life, they're all messages from your spirit guides, right?
Hmm.
And what you are picking up with your antenna, what you're putting out there to receive. And spirit is always trying to help you, everybody. Spirit,
Hmm.
I talk to people's guides, and everyone has a team. Angels, everyone has a team because this is not an easy world to navigate, not an easy place. And there's a lot of help on the other side to help us. And everybody has to find those clues. So when you watch, Kristen's channel, she's giving you all this information, but how are you receiving it? What's meant for
Hmm.
you?
Right.
And sometimes when I just want to say, like, I wasn't getting the same images, I was getting another image that was an underwater image around that whole week, right?
Oh, I was getting that underwater image. Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we were picking
Yes,
up
I was.
similar things. And we also
Yes.
both know about two suns in the future, two literal suns in the sky. We'll talk about that. Hopefully you'll come on another time. We'll talk about that. Um, and because so many viewers wrote in about when I did a video on that, they also have that. There's so many people around the
Yeah,
globe having that.
right.
So there's
Right.
so much. So we're all receiving messages, but we have to filter through our body, and you filter our messages through your vehicle to
Right.
see what is your path. And sometimes, if maybe you're afraid because you hear earthquakes and this and that, um, it does make you think about what you need to get in order. And I'm always
Yeah.
telling people, I never know exactly the full picture. I'm not getting earthquakes. I'm getting underwater activity. I live on the East Coast. I'm getting stuff related to me, wind and water.
Hmm.
But because some people said I predicted all these earthquakes and I did not, by the way, I did not. I did not. Yeah. So anyway,
You,
yeah.
there are many, many, many people have been emailing me that they have had these same visions. So what we're doing is we're picking up on possible timelines because this is what the message I have to read today that I got is going to talk about because we are multidimensional people and these are big concepts. I get it. I get
They're
it.
big. They're
But
big.
yes,
Yeah.
I saw water. So the week before that February 18th, I was in LA at a conference. And when I got there, I just because I get visions and I get like you do, I get messages, I'll get smells, and that's how I've
Oh, yes.
helped my clients for the last 9 years. So I'm just an energy reader. And I was like, gosh, I see water everywhere, but I kept seeing water and I kept smelling like I told my husband, like, why does it smell like dead dog? I'm like, what? And then I realized I was getting messages. And then I got a message, dimensional shift. And I was like, and then I saw it not happening. It was so interesting. I was like, wait a minute. And then I'd get to see the water, but then I also saw a dimensional shift. And then that's when a couple days later they came in with that. The next day they came in with a message about faith. So now they're saying, hey, you guys choose because this is your collective reality. You're going to choose with your thoughts, words, deeds, and actions aligned to your heart what you do want. And this is what this message today, it's so powerful,
Yeah.
says. So
Yes.
then they talked about faith, and then the next message they talked about dimensional shifting, and that's a huge concept. But they talked about it, and then the next message before the February 18th, they talked about the God code within. Like, what do you want? So now they're saying, hey, you guys are creating your reality. You might not realize it, but you're aligning to different energies that you think you don't want, but you're focusing on them so much that it's shifting reality. And that's why they keep saying through all these beautiful messages of Sophia, focus on love, focus on peace, focus on non-judgment, focus on doing kind things for people, focus on that because love is the ultimate energy. Love is our source, God creator. Love is who we came from. So when we are in our true essence, we are so powerful. So these are the messages. It's really truly about love and creating that for the world because most people think the world's going to hell in a handbasket. And so those energies are creating as well. So, and I know those are big concepts. I get it, but it's
Yeah,
like
no,
quantum physics.
yeah, because
It's
that's just how we're wired. And then we're
mhm.
picking up, it's so interesting you picked up dimensional shift
Mhm.
because I had another psychic contact me through email and wrote this whole long thing about my vision, which was the at the bottom of the sea, I saw these bubbles rising, and
Right.
behind the bubbles was a rock wall of jasper, like rugged jasper. And then he looked up the meaning of
Mm.
jasper and what was going on. He went into this whole thing and how it's all about a dimensional shift. And it was
Yes.
for that week. And he looked into
So
the
cool.
numerology behind, I got dates of 17 to 21.5, 20, and I would say
Hmm.
21, 22, that time
Hmm.
period.
Hmm.
And so that's why I had I heard, I had asked Linda G about like these dates. Are you picking up anything? Because she's on the West Coast. And I was a little afraid, for her, because I know Tom has talked about Tom Timor, who comes
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
both our
Hmm.
shows, has talked
Right.
about earthquakes in California. So, and he said, "Oh, have Kristen on." And I said, "Oh, I just loved you when I saw you on video." I said, "She's a very sincere person. She's connected to spirit. I love it, love it, love it." And
Thank you.
so
Thank you.
I got this dimensional shift he was saying, and then someone else said the date that middle date was actually something to do with the Ring of Fire, and then this eclipse
Oh,
thing. And there
yes,
was underwater activity over that side of
right.
the on the west side, because there were like 500 earthquakes that day. I
Yes.
know about it.
It
Not
was
there was a lot of
right.
seismic activity.
There was
Yeah.
a lot of seismic, and then the doomsday fish were coming up around San Francisco. I know that
Whoa.
geophysicist
Oh, Stefan Burns?
Stefan Burns was saying that.
Mhm.
So when he was saying, and then there it was just he kept feeling this shift, and I was feeling it too. And I to be honest, I haven't watched anything barely on YouTube since
Yeah, it's hard.
November when they said this because I can't be swayed. I just
Yeah.
can't. I've got to stay clear so that I can, as best as I can, hear. So, anyways, he was saying all this seismic activity, and he still is. Now, he said there was a huge rift in India. I mean, there was a huge earthquake in India underwater, a 7 point
Yeah.
something. Okay, so that would be in this message that I'll read later, is what Mother Gaia is doing, is she's releasing on a softer level as long as we stay in the place of love. So it's fascinating, right? So these
A
timelines are
softer level.
still here. We're in
Yeah.
flux. The world is always in flux, but we need to do our part to stay in love. And that's a hard ask for people because we are believe our stance is the right, which is fine. Then that's your reality. And then we get angry when someone pushes up against us, whether that's political or spiritual
Yeah.
or medical or whatever. And so then we get angry, which is normal. It's our normal thing. But if we can start to learn to step back and allow life to present to us what it's presenting with acceptance, love, and gratitude, we will shift reality, is what these messages keep saying, because love, again, is the ultimate force. Love heals. Love is
Um,
our source creator, God. Yeah.
Love just dissolves all that badness. It just
It
dissolves,
does.
like it's shedding light in the darkness.
It sheds it. And if we want change, it's going to be love. And it's got to start with self-love too, first.
And
Because
that
if
can
you
be
don't love
hard.
yourself,
Yeah.
right, then you're going to
To
reach out.
implement.
Right.
To implement,
You're
you
going
can
to,
say it in your head, but then what are your actions for yourself?
right,
You know?
right. So for me, I'm taking now after this huge, this, that, we were talking earlier, that date, and I still can almost feel the trauma in me about it. That date came, okay, so back in November, when I think I told on the first thing that I got a very strong message through a client to, anyways, remember I said that, like, the spirit came in through my client that I was
Yeah.
working on and spoke to me with these eyes of just divine love. And I was like, and it said, it's time to take these messages global. Because I had been writing these beautiful messages for almost a year. And I was like, oh my gosh. And it shook me up so much, and it shook her up so much. And I'm going to get her on my show to interview because it was amazing. That was an amazing thing. So after that, I went into prayer and meditation. I said, what do you want me to do with this? And they said, for 2 weeks, eat from the earth, don't drink alcohol, drink plenty of water, stay away from media. We have a message to deliver to you on December 1st. And on December 1st, I sat down and I'm writing, this beautiful wisdom. And all of a sudden, my pen started writing about this earth rift. And I was like, what was this? Next day, I said, please give me clarity. And it did it again. I was like, what? I have no, I am not a predictor. I hate predictions, to be honest. I hate them because I believe we create our reality moment by moment, which is what they're telling us. But
Yeah.
this was um, a global agreement or something, that we were asking for change in the world. And so I'll get into that in the message later. So when I went on and did this message, I was floored. Like, I had to take a couple of days off work. I mean, I almost had a nervous breakdown. And yet, I know this sounds weird that I kept going, but it was such a powerful spiritual time during this time. I mean, I was getting such beautiful messages, and I was like finding myself in 2 hours of prayer, like praying for the earth and the heaven. I've never done this before. Like, was singing praises for the earth and the heaven, and healing. And it would just come through me. And it was like, I always just laughed. I thought, if my husband comes into my meditation time, he's going to think I lost it, because I was just praying for peace and love, and it was just coming through me. And so for me, all I can say is from my personal standpoint, they were trying to show us, hey, love and prayer is going to help you guys shift. And maybe this date is what they said. This date is like it came in a very powerful time, like you said, the 17th through the 20th.
Yeah, astrologically,
Asked right,
through different astrological systems, Chinese
right.
and Western, and the eclipse, and this alignment that was on the 20th,
And Ash Wednesday and Ramadan.
and Ramadan on the same day.
4 billion people in organized prayer for
Prayer.
renewal and new hope. So that's what those dates or those prayer times are about. And everyone else who was hearing about this date was deciding like, I don't want that. But on a global, on a subconscious level, we're tired of the lies and the deceits of the everything. We're tired of seeing all this hurt out in the world. So that's why we need to do our part. If we want a shift in this evolutionary change more easily, we need to come into love. That's what they're saying. But if we keep saying this world is awful and everything's terrible, and I can't believe I live in this world that's so awful, we're creating that. We're asking for a big reset because we're tired of it. So we get to decide, and it's going to be an individual choice. Like, am I going to choose love for the world and love on my brothers and sisters, even though they hurt me, even though I don't
Yeah.
agree with them, even though I don't agree with them. And it's hard for me to be in this place, to be honest, um, to be in this place where I am someone that people are saying, bad things about, and I just go, oh my gosh, that is my biggest, like, I always want everyone to be in love and peace, and that's, so I have to let that go because I just have to follow what God's telling me, and I don't see the full picture. And someone had pointed out, I guess in the Bible, in Jonah or Nineveh, was it Nineveh? He went around and, excuse me if I'm saying it wrong, but like said, hey, you guys need to repent or the city is
Oh
going to
yeah,
be,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
what is, yeah. So someone had
In
a couple of people had told me that story. And so sometimes we need something to go, oh my gosh, no, in order to finally wake up because we're in slumber. So,
I would say that that week was that period around
oh,
the 18th was a big wake up. Now I know you were more in prayer fasting mode, but I went through that week a big wake up with what's really going on in the world behind the scenes. I had no idea that this was as bad as it is. And these are people in high power positions doing
yes.
heinous things. I don't want to go into it too much, but
Yeah.
beyond, I have a lot, I had friends, I still have friends, but some passed, years ago that were into the QAnon stuff. And I just thought
Hmm.
they were nutso.
Hmm.
I just thought, oh my God, poor Susan, poor who, I'm just like, oh
Hmm.
no, my poor friends,
Right.
what's going on with them? They're going through a mental breakdown
Hmm.
because they're telling me the craziest things. But then
Hmm.
as I'm reading emails between high-powered people that are up there on the department, on the website through the government, you could look it up yourself. Just Google, go and sign in. Um, I'm not even talking what people are reporting to
Right.
the
Right.
FBI. I'm just talking what they write between themselves. And I said, God, it's even worse. It's even
So
worse than it's like
it's horrible,
it's every
but
horror movie combined, every
yeah,
sinister horror movie except with people impact. It was with people impact. It was beyond. It's not even human, and it's just
it's
like
not.
we definitely need love
Mhm.
to get through this. These people will fall out of power. This is what's
Yes.
happening as people wake up because not everyone has the fortitude to go on that site and read the files, right? Because it's pretty
Hmm.
intense when you start
Hmm.
going in there.
Hmm.
It's hard on your system, you know?
Right. And my husband is he's a logical engineer, and years ago, we heard of these kind of things happening, and he's like, that's just insane. That would never happen. And now I don't go there anymore because I want to stay in a place of love and just keep loving on the world. But I know I'm hearing it. And he actually came to me and said, did you know this is happening? And so that's so interesting that it's filtrating to everyone now. I mean, it's not
And
just
it's
right.
that
It's
week. It's that week that it really was coming out, and there hasn't been new information. It was really all the different factions of the types of things that were being done for
Hmm.
years, decades, and maybe hundreds of years even. We don't know,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
looks like it's
yeah.
even, many, many, been going on for a long time. And we just need that divine feminine. We need love.
We need love.
I have never discounted my friends and relatives who believe differently than me.
No.
Like what for? Like we're not having sports teams here. I mean, like what the hell? Like
I
don't
don't
treat
get
it
it.
like it's a
It's
sport. Like come
I
on,
know,
people.
I know. If you stand in love and you stand in a place of peace, why is that so wrong? Why does it have to be your way? Like, why can't we just allow all this beautiful, beautiful different ways that people connect to love? When I was at my yoga conference, I just loved the people next to me at my different booths because the ones to the left, they were from India and they're Hindu, and I loved them, and I loved their hearing how they pray and their faith and then the girl to the right of me was a neuroscientist, and I loved her intake, and then it just was so fun to meet all these different people, and if it was just such a loving atmosphere, and this is what we need to respect everybody. And it's okay if someone doesn't believe the way you do. It's okay. But getting back to what you were saying about the darkness, that was in. So another message I had received was talking about like you, because I always ask questions. They said, you ask how to love when there's such crimes against humanity. And we say, to stand in that place of love and keep seeing the earth. So our job is to see the earth, like send that love out and see it whole, healthy, and healed, see people coming together. So that energy will help create. And then we need to do our part to walk alongside people who are hurting and love on them,
Yeah,
people who have, right. So,
because they're
right. And
yeah.
right. Instead of giving it all to the negative, like, how can I help the people who are wounded and hurting and help
Yes.
them? Yeah.
Yes, because sometimes I see stuff on Facebook like because they treat it like a sport and then the people are hurting because their team supposedly didn't win. And they're just bashing on them like, oh, I was right, with it. It's crazy.
It's
And it's like, no, what you're talking about your relatives and friends or the community. Come on,
mhm,
people.
mhm. So everybody has their own timeline, and you'll see in this message that I'll read later, everyone has their own path of learning. And
Yeah.
for me personally, I've been in this journey for so long. I like that I see like to honor each other's path, but it doesn't mean that I have to be right or they have to be wrong. It's like it's
No.
okay. You get to do you. That's because this is your time on earth to discover who you are, and you do the best you can, and there's beautiful support out there for every path that people are on that they want to stay on. There's ways that they can find community.
Kristen, do you know about there's a famous it's in the Buddhist religion, it's also in the Hindu religion. It's like someone proposes a question about what is God, right? And this also
Mm-hmm.
reminds me about how we as psychics see things and channels see things and pick up information. It's the same concept, but and it's also goes into how, bringing the love and respect for everyone who's different about
Mm-hmm.
belief systems. So there's and I may be getting this wrong, people. So please in the comments correct me if you know the story. I'm trying to remember from a decade ago because I used to go, after various cultures and religions, and I like to be introduced and know about them and follow them. And I'm seeking God.
Right.
So I had learned and sitting in one group, learning about God and the Hindu culture, that there was an elephant in the house. Like you picture a big elephant in the house, and everyone is, it's like describing God. If God were an elephant, right, how would you
Mm-hmm.
describe him? So one person has their hand in this window of the house, right? And they're just feeling the foot, the nails. And they're like, oh, God is like, oh, he's like, you feel this scratchy, scratchy thing. And then another
Mm-hmm.
one's like, oh, God is like the snout, like this, oh, I feel this big tube. And it's like a trumpet. God's like a trumpet. And then there's like someone grabbing the tail and someone's got the big part because they all have their hand and they're
Mm.
looking. Some people are looking and some people got their hand in. And it's the same elephant in the room, right?
Yes.
Elephant in
Right.
the room. It's the same elephant in the room. but everyone is looking from a different perspective,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm. Mhm.
And I just find that that just says so much in so many ways.
It does.
It really does, because every religion or culture, even, right,
Mhm.
has something wonderful to offer, a wonderful viewpoint of the whole. And then when
Yes.
you align yourself with other people who have a different viewpoint, a different perspective, you get to see more of the whole.
Yes.
So this is why it's important to come
Yes.
together,
Yes.
not to polarize yourself from other people. They have a different viewpoint. They're a part of God. Everyone is a part of God. Respect what they see. If even if you don't agree with it, like open your heart and your mind, listen. The most important thing to meet heart to heart with someone is to listen to them,
Yes.
right? You don't have
Right.
to agree,
Mm-mm.
but listen. It gives them some, like, people like, this is where people in the end end up with problems. Like, as little kids, they really needed to be listened to, you know?
Right. Right. Right.
And we all need to do that with each other going forward. We are going through a big shift.
Yeah.
And I don't doubt that the earth, thank God, the earth, with all the prayer and the fasting, especially the
Mhm.
fasting from
Mhm.
Ramadan, and
Mhm.
some people fast for Ash Wednesday.
Mhm.
Um, all those, millions, billions of people,
Billions.
billions,
Hmm.
billions, right?
Right.
Um, oh, I'm invited to some really good break fast every day now that Ramadan. I have neighbors who are Sufi. I
Yeah.
gotta go. I gotta go there.
Yeah.
Um, so anyway, there's a lot going on. So, but yeah, you get to enjoy, like, I get invited to my Muslim neighbors. And because it's like the sun sets early, we're at a good time for breaking fast if I want to go enjoy their delicious food, But they're not
Yes.
even drinking water all day. They're in prayer. So this is a very
So
important prayer
beautiful.
time. Yeah.
It's so
Um,
beautiful. They're so devoted. So many people are so devoted, and we all do our own way of showing our love. And for me, it's in the morning. I mean, I wake up every morning at 4 and I sit for 2 hours and I just ask for divine guidance and divine love and how can I serve the world? And we all do it in our own way. And then we have to trust because we're on a journey. We have to trust that God, source creator, is guiding us and it's guiding other people who might not do what I do. They do something different. You do something different, but it's
yeah,
like you said, it's still part of just this beautiful praise. I don't know. I love that you have different neighbors. I love that. I love that you get to experience.
I do. I live in a
Yeah.
very international neighborhood.
I love that.
Everyone's from a different country. So I get to live in a quiet, basically quiet suburban neighborhood just
Yeah.
outside of Philadelphia. And I get all the multiculturalism that I when I lived in New York City, which
Yeah.
I loved when I went there because everything was
Yes.
different. I tried to explore everything culture. I loved it, loved it, loved it.
Love it.
And restaurants and things like that. I don't go to restaurants now, but I get to go to people's homes and
Oh, that's
porches
better.
and
That's
porches,
better.
and we have potlucks, and it's great. We all, bring stuff. And, of course, I'm blessed with all these people helping me shovel my snow. And just the kind people,
Yes.
so I love it. And I was also thinking that even though it didn't, thank God, because of the prayer and whatever else God had, are coming together. And there were a lot of prayer groups actually
Mhm.
happening with the most benevolent outcome with Tom's people. There, I
Yep.
belong to that prayer group. And Tom didn't start it, but he also, includes stuff in his newsletter. So there's a lot of prayer going on because of people being aware that this is coming up. But we are going through a shift. And I've been seeing for a while that I've been working with people with their spiritual bodies as a dance teacher secretly because they would be like experiencing all this stuff. Because I've known for quite some time that there's something going on with our physical body shifting into operating from a more spiritual body. And I work with the divine through dance and breath and movement. And
Hmm.
then people note stuff going on. I'm like, yeah, there's something going on. I didn't want to reveal it right away for years. Now I tell people I do chakra alchemy and people like experience it. I'm open about it because I'm a psychic publicly now,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
I've come
yeah.
out of the closet. But I've known this shift is going to come up for a while. And I was literally watching a channel, Ann Tucker, last night, and she used the same terminology as you, that this is coming up. So and how to prepare on the inner for it. She called it a rift. And I definitely I've seen stuff years ago. Everything we're going through now, I've seen,
Me too.
not in the
Hmm.
detail, but all this
Yeah,
overlapping trauma, like that our finances are changing. I bought silver because of
hmm.
this, and I'm all prepping, cat food, everything, external backup, just to be smart. I'm not in
It's
fear.
smart.
I'm
No,
just like, what do I need to do to be calm if things change suddenly? I also have gone out of my way. There's family members who've been really rotten to me. And I come in with kindness, even bringing food or whatever, because they're going through a hard time. This is a time if you think things are going to change, like, because we don't know where it's going to happen on the earth, right? But the earth is always going to go through it. Mother Earth has to go through healing. And things will come up literally, or some cases water, sometimes land, sometimes we don't know where. But think about what would you do if you thought you wouldn't see somebody again? Don't you want to heal that? You know, that's what I do. I've been doing a lot this year because I know things are
right.
changing, and
So
I'm
I know.
really reaching out to people who've harmed me,
Yes,
you
yes.
know?
I did get a lot of that too. People were saying they reached out to loved ones, because they didn't know where it was going to happen to the earth, and they said they're reconnecting, and and so many beautiful things, so many beautiful stories of when we're pushed against a time. And then also what Sophia keeps talking about, it's a rift in our human consciousness. So we're all getting pulled. We're
Sure.
all like, we're all getting pulled to look at our beliefs and to look at what we want to create. And so our reality, as this message will say, as we be more into love, our reality is cracking and shifting because love is the ultimate force of change. And so the more that people align to love, the more that this world will start to fall apart. Anything great, like you said, and that will shift our reality. And so that's why they keep saying you cannot go through these changes in your mind because they will not make sense. You got to go into what do you want? I want peace, love, I want joy. And it has to start with you.
And it will
Yeah.
magnetize your heart. I've heard you talking today on your channel. In the beginning, please check out this video that she did on, it was a quantum healing. Is that what you
Quantum
called it?
healing. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Hmm.
was fabulous because you were talking about the power of the heart
Yes.
and
Yes. And that the heart
the
has over a
magnetism.
hundred times. Hmm. And that is why we're called to drop into our heart because when we align to what we love, and what brings us joy, that goes out 100 times more than our mind. And so that's why these wisdom messages keeps talking about the mind. You got to drop out of the mind and into the heart. And then once you're into the heart coherence, then you use your mind to create what your heart is desiring. And that is going to go out way further. The magnetism is way larger than our
It's
mind. And our
and
mind can only create from the past. Our mind can only create from the past. Our heart is the gateway to the divine, and that has infinite possibilities. Yeah, the message today was one of my favorites because I that's what I do for a living. Is that working in both the physical realm of healing the body, helping people to understand how the body physically heals, and then also working with the emotions, and then going into the quantum field where you would call it quantum field, but that higher wisdom, God source creator coming in and showing us and realigning us to who we are. And so it's body, mind, and spirit. And there's another video coming out in a couple of days about healing lesson number 2, it's called. So I love it because this is what I've been doing. And I, like I said, I wrote a book about it because I saw so many beautiful healings. So
Kristen, what is the name of your book so that people could look
oh,
it up?
it's right there. I have it in our dining room because, I don't know, it's my first book. It's called Mending the Broken Soul, Discovering the Body's Innate Ability to Heal and Awakening Your True Self. And so each part of that title was how I saw healing. First, you got to mend yourself. You got to release the stories and the wounds of who you think you are. And once you do that and you truly walk into your true I am nature, like who you are as truly a spark of God's love, then you awaken your innate abilities to heal. Then your body knows how to more regulate and self-heal. And healing is very multidimensional. Healing is releasing what no longer serves you, and we are always going to be in a state of healing because we live in the world. And then the last part of the title is discovering your true authentic self. Like, who are you truly? And so my book encompasses all of that, the healing and the wisdom that comes with that healing, and then also just opening up your innate abilities. Like, I can read telepathically, I can read bodies, I can read minds, I can read energy. We all can do this, but it
Right there.
starts with us healing ourselves, right?
Right. And I have been seeing, I was told that one of the reasons I was called to work with people in their body, like working with
Mhm.
their like the spiritual body through movement and dance and
Yeah.
breathing, that was all part of something that was going to happen later about this time period, where everybody would be waking up and
Mhm.
having these abilities. Do you see that
Mhm.
as well?
Yes. So as they will not wake up fully until they release their beliefs that are keeping them stuck or the things that they
Sure.
believe they are, because that is creating their reality. So that's a reality within a reality, right? But as soon as you
Mhm.
start I think in a lot of these Sophia messages, they've been saying, sit with each belief and say, is this for my highest good? And ask our God source creator to ask you. So once you go, is that for my highest good? Well, if you like it and it feels like it's your highest good, keep it. Okay. But
Mhm.
if it doesn't, move it aside. And as you peel these layers, you will start to come into your true essence of who you are. And that has all those beautiful healing possibilities, right? Where you can self heal, you can help others, you can remote view, you can telepathically talk. And this is just who we are. But
It is,
we get
it's
to
by our nature.
decide. Yeah, it's just our innate, it's just our true nature. But we have forgotten who we are. This is a great dance of remembering who we are. Earth is a school. And so, we can go through school and be angry that we took these classes and just hate them, or we can accept what is. And in this next video that I'll release on lesson 2, I discuss David R. Hawkins. He was a psychiatrist, and he came up with a scale of human consciousness and how people heal after 20 years of his research. And so he ranked energy, and the very middle of his human consciousness scale is courage. So all we need is the courage to look at our life. The next is acceptance of what is going on. Like, you just have to accept, like, hey, I'm not sure what's going on, but I'm going to accept what's going on in my life, and the willingness to move forward with neutrality. And he said, if you can have the courage to move in acceptance of what is, you will go up in healing. But if you don't have courage and you stay stuck in the fear and the resentment, you will stay stuck there. And that is just going to be a learning path for you. So check out the power of four. Oh gosh, I have it in my Power versus Force by Dr. David R. Hawkins.
Power
Yeah,
versus force.
right. You want me to get the book real fast?
Yeah,
So
I'm
it's a
sure
real
because
in-depth book, but it's about his,
I
yeah,
used
and
I used to
yeah,
approach my life and in a certain way how we're all taught to just do and whatever, and especially my art career. And I just felt like I kept hitting a brick wall, brick wall, brick wall.
yeah,
And I'm like, God, I just feel like I'm getting slammed myself. I'm slamming myself against the brick wall, right?
right, right.
And then I had to go through a process because I did that so many times that I had to really examine my thoughts and where did my thoughts
Yes,
and beliefs come from? They're not even from me, they're from passed down. And then
right.
when I started to shed certain things, the universe really delivered in such a big way.
Oh,
Like magic.
mightily.
It was like magic,
Yes. It's like
right?
magic.
It's like
It's like
magic.
you're
You're just like, am I living
yeah,
in a magic fairyland now? And before everything
totally.
was so hard and struggle, hit the brick wall, batten yourself up, work, like a certain way. And after a while, you just say, this isn't working for me. And I need to go within, and you need to shed a lot. right?
do. I
You need
shed
to
so much.
shed.
I'm still shedding. Like I
Oh,
must
me
have come
too.
into must come into
30
this
some
life
years later.
to yeah to not worry about what people think about me. And so every time I just stand in my truth, I just release the burden of what people think about me, and I get to shine more in who our God, source creator, has made me. And everyone gets to do the same. And I'm okay. Like I'm finally can say I'm okay that people don't like me. Like it's okay. I know who I am, and I just want to show love. And so it's the weirdest place for me to be because that was my biggest thing. Like, oh my gosh, everyone's gotta like me because I don't want to cause, I
Yeah,
and,
hard.
and it's okay because everyone's on their learning path. So my goal from here on out till I die is to do my best to show love. Do my best. Do my
Yeah.
best. And that actually
Well,
makes me want to cry because it is a very challenging task for all of us. I get it.
it comes through on your channel as soon as, Tom referred me over and I was like, oh, I'm definitely, I thought, and within a couple minutes, I'm like, I could feel your
Yeah.
intention is love.
Yeah.
You're very sincere and you really want to help people.
I haven't got paid a dime for doing this, and I've
I know
gotten
that's the thing
raked over the
people don't,
coals, which is fine. I
it's
don't need to be.
okay.
I'm not
It's,
a money person. I I know that we need it to pay the bills, but I am always been, how can I help the world? That is my number one prayer every day. It must be my passion, must be my soul's purpose. So
you're following your heart in a big way.
yeah,
Yeah, people don't realize that, unless you got like million subscribers, you're not really making money. You got to have a lot and you got to be putting out, you don't get
and I
paid
didn't do it.
to just share your truth, right?
I didn't
Whatever.
do it for anything but God said, hey, get up and
Do
tell
it.
this, do this. And I remember going, if I am humiliated or if I'm me, right, my ego, and I am wrong, I said, I don't even know if I'm going to trust you anymore. I was like that. I go, I don't even know. I'm going to quit everything. I'm going to become an alpaca farmer, is what I was saying as a joke. But I was like, no, I was so terrified. And now that we're getting a bigger perspective, I see that it was divine intervention. I see that. Everyone has to make up their own decision, but this is what I'm getting three times from my messages that wow, we did an amazing shift. We decided, but it's still up to us. And so let me know when because I know my grandkids are
Your
coming.
grandkids are
You know,
coming. Yeah.
do you want me to
They're coming
read the
to visit.
message I got today?
Oh my God, please do.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I want to make sure we handle everything we need
Yes.
to before the grandkids, before you have to greet them.
I love them. I can't wait to see them. Okay, so I'm going to just read this and please use your own heart to decipher. But this is from today, this morning, because I knew I was going to be doing this interview with Najia, and I wanted to not talk from me. I want to talk from a higher realm. So this is what they said.
Okay.
Because I said, please let me know what to tell the people. And it said, please tell the people we are with them. This is a time of great magnitude that has never been seen before. Many citizens upon the earth are in deep slumber, and they will stay in their current reality that they have chosen. For that we say it is perfect, for they are on a learning path that is right for them. For those who are awake and leaning into these messages of renewal, we say, please listen. You are seeing beyond the construct of life. And as we've been teaching you, you are a multidimensional being capable of shaping reality with your thoughts and intentions when they are aligned to your heart. This is an important concept because your life on earth has many timelines. And each time you choose a fork in a road, you will choose a path of learning. When you choose a path of renewal and hope, you are helping shift the current reality of life. When people choose a path of fear and destruction, they are choosing that path of learning. Neither path is right or wrong, for all paths lead back home. But these times of great change are upon you, and we're asking the ones who align to this message of hope to awaken within you the desire for change. Start to see and imagine a world of peace and love. Feel how this world will feel with all living in harmony. Do your part upon the earth to spread love and kindness and say you're sorry to yourself and others. This is how you will create great change. For the world is both a conscious construct of both individual and collective agreements. You all have free will to create how you desire, but the road of the past was paved with fear and deception, not allowing all to live in their true essence. But we say the time is now upon the earth to walk into who you are designed to be. For you are made in the love energy of your heavenly creator. You ask about the rift on February 18th, 2026, and we say humanity was choosing that timeline of renewal because they want change. Most people do not know how to begin to change the world. They feel stuck in a world that is falling apart with government controls and deceiving institutions that will only continue to get worse. We say that when you are choosing, we say you are all choosing a grand reset of such magnitude. And that was what we were showing you. We showed you the timeline of the great earth changes, and it was a strong timeline that people were subconsciously creating and sending that request out into the universe. For as we've been telling you, you create your reality both individually and collectively. So when you say this world is horrible, the governments are deceiving, the medical institutions are not working correctly, we say that is the energy you are creating with. So with the rift, you had to see the reality you were creating. You were creating a timeline of destruction in order to force your hand and change. For this path would have been a path that would force people to come together for global reset. The choice is still yours. That is why the date of February 18th was so strong on the timeline. You all have chosen this reset in order to see the life in a new way. You all could have chosen this reset to see life in a new way. However, the energy of the eclipse, the planetary alignments, the prayer of billions in Ash Wednesday and Ramadan, along with all those who are awake, made the timeline shift, the dimensional shift, as we have been telling you. You see, nothing is outside of yourself, and it is upon each individual how they want to progress through these changes. Then globally, you will decide on a soul level which path is the highest potential. You see, life is always in flux because change is how the earth releases her trauma. We are saying energy always must be balanced. If enough people choose a catastrophe as an agent of great change, then that will take place. Or if enough people choose a slow and steady evolution, that will take place. But each soul may choose individually how they will progress through life. And that is what we are telling you and teaching you. You live in a you inverse, and what you align to, you will see play out in your life. Now for Mother Gaia, she is still in flux and is slowly releasing as we speak. She was ready for a great reset, but the loving prayers to her and for each other were enough to help her heal with smaller releases. You see, energy must always be balanced. And when you do not send love, which is the ultimate driving force of change, you will see a harsher reality play out. That is just the nature of creation. For those who choose love, and love will always create beautiful changes. For your Heavenly Father, Mother of all creations, wants the best for all of you. But you are given free will. The choice will always be yours to decide. This is why our Creator always says, ask for help and you shall receive it. So if you align to the energy of love for our God Source Creator, you will shift gently through these changes. For we have been saying all along, you cannot logically make sense of the times you're in. This is a heart-led adventure, and you must constantly align to the heart for your path to unfold. We hope this helps explain. Love, Jesus, and Sophia. Whoops.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so that was that. So and it's always so beautiful how they say things, and this message came through 3 times. So I do have a website where I'm putting all my messages up. This one I will put on the free section. I have a free section which I'll put some stuff on, and that people who want to dive deeper on this bigger concept, that's $35 a year. And that's on that. But the free stuff, I will put this on because it helps explain what we went through.
And 35 a year
And
is
no,
pretty it's a bargain.
it's
But
nothing.
I'm gonna put Kristen's information in the description box,
Okay.
right?
Mhm.
And then but do you want to spell out your website for now? Because sometimes people with the language barriers and YouTube translates, can you spell it out for
Right.
everybody?
WELLBALANCED FARM at .com, sorry,
.com.
.com.
Yeah,
So
no, just
wellbalancedfarm.com.
well, and when
And
you live on a farm.
I have we have 8 alpacas now. They kind of are reproduced a little bit too much.
Yeah. So,
So
oh my God. When you were, I was getting a lot of imagery and I got a message while you were reading that.
okay, I
I
love
got a
it.
message that about peace. They said because of this is and I kept like seeing massive change, like with just like grand change, grand everything happening in a huge way. But because of that, and even though it may feel like really hard, they said peace can come very, very fast.
Yes,
Like
we
we've
have to
never
choose it.
known peace.
They keep saying the peace that surpasses human understanding.
Oh, so you get that message too.
Oh, massively. They said if you align to peace, they are here, and it will not make sense. Even if
Peace
you're
that
in go ahead.
peace that surpasses human understanding.
Uh-huh. Peace that surpasses
That's a
all comprehension. Yeah.
that's a lot to look forward to. Can you imagine living life like that?
I know. But
And
it's
I
going
I
to
also
start with us.
I also
Sorry.
got sorry, I keep interrupting
I
because
know. Me too. Sorry.
I'm
We have so
excited to
much to say.
collaborate with another intuitive, I love like our puzzle pieces coming together and I get all excited, wait for this moment. And but I also got that with the collective that we're creating this safe container incubator, kind of like the safe expectation space collectively, kind of like like we talked about the analogy of birth pains and pregnancy and how, oh, you don't feel good, you're sick, you're fat, you're da, 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 things, you have incontinence or whatever, things, bad things, and then but also that I got this idea of preparing the baby's room. I kept seeing a baby's
Mm,
room being prepared with all the love and all the tenderness and picking out stuff. That a big part of us has to visualize this new world, like somebody picking out the colors for the baby room, the clothes, laying everything out with love, and really preparing ourselves in
yes.
mind for that time. And that when you look in the baby's eyes, that's like that realization with God.
Yeah.
And and also and that's how like there's going to be some big realization
Yes.
because of this change, and that's going to allow the peace, even though things have been very divided and they're going to get more. I mean, I see even getting worse. Whatever. You know, it is what it is. It's just, you know, but if
Because
you and
people
your
have to
own,
be
you don't have to
mhm,
participate in that.
right.
You can start your corner of peace right now.
Yep. 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 But what you were saying, and then I probably would need to go, but what you were
Please go.
saying, it was so true because the messages that Sophia has been saying is that the more we walk into our true nature, we are going to start to shine the light so bright. I've been getting this message for years, but I didn't understand it. And
Yeah,
then that is going to start to bring this great light of awakening for others. So
for
when
it will help.
right, that's what you were just saying, but I've been getting that too. And it's going to start with us. And then as we all awaken, it's going to get so bright that it's going to help others awaken.
Because I kind of get that a lot of their fear is keeping them from the light. But then as you let
Yes.
the light in, they're like, oh, I don't have to be afraid to look at this.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Fear is like a virus. They've said this so many times in these messages. Fear is like a virus and it will rob you of your life force energy. And as a body worker and an intuitive, when I work on people, I would see fear and it would come out. So I would see different forms. It would come out as snakes or it'd come out as serpents. I know that sounds interesting, but it was like such fierce energy that that's the vision I would get. And I'd be like, okay, you guys go up to the heavens, and it was so I've been seeing it for 9 years now. And it's this fierce fear energy that has robbed us and we're afraid to move forward. But once you break through that veil and release it, you come back into your true nature. And then you're like, oh, I just had that big construct of fear and I'm okay. I'm
Yeah.
okay. I'm gonna make it.
Yeah. It's
And
gonna
then
be
God,
fine.
yeah.
They're there to help us. Remember, we all have a team, and collectively we have beyond team in the
So can I
spiritual world. Yes, go
Can
ahead.
I say one more thing too? Because
Sure.
in my that was in my book, I wrote this so many times because as I would see different spiritual angels come in or guides or however people relate to that into my client's space, because I see with my sixth sense, I'd say, hey, you have two guardian angels just came to your right and left. And they like, I was just praying for them. Or I'd say, hey, did you just see that light come in the room? But their eyes were closed. They go, yeah, what is it? I go, that is your divine guidance. And I would sit there and point out the music would change all the time in my room. They all of a sudden the music would go wah, 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 and it was this energy of love coming in, and they'd be like, "What is that?" And I go, "Can you feel that vibration?" They go, "Yeah, it's pulsating through my body." Or the music would change to like this heavenly music, and I'm like, "That's not on my playlist." And so the angelic realm comes in. And our spiritual realm comes in so many ways to assist us. And my goal, just like you, is to teach people how to connect to that so they don't feel alone.
Yeah,
That
be
when you see,
receptive.
right, be receptive, like you are not alone. There's so much help in this heavenly support. And it comes through nature too, right? Oh, we could talk forever.
Oh, please come. Kristen,
Yeah.
I know you're a busy lady,
Oh
but I'd
no, I
love
love
to have
this.
you on again. Everyone, if you love me to bring her on, please hit the like button because it will help
Good.
this
Yeah.
message, all these messages of hope get out to the YouTube audience because
Yeah.
those likes and and subscriptions actually help these messages get out because YouTube will say, "Oh, people like this. Let's share it to other people that
Yeah,
happen
exactly.
upon it." Yeah.
So, and thank you for the
Um,
work you do. I know that it's a labor of love. So
it's a labor of love. I'm called to do it. It's kind of like it's hard to
me,
come out of the closet and do all this and
I
learn
know.
technology and learn technology.
Or I feel like even just coming up on YouTube, I can't hide anymore. I'm like, I feel naked. Like, oh my God. Because when I work on people one on one, I could be this spiritual, like, oh, let's talk about this. But this feels like I can't hide
No, this
anymore.
is
So I
this
just,
is a hard thing because I think, what must my former clients think of me? What do they think? What was she? Oh, or like people have the wrong idea of a psych and they probably think I know all this personal stuff about them. I turn that off at work. You know what I mean? When I'm
oh,
working in
yes.
a photo studio
No.
or a dance, I'm not like maybe when I'm
Yeah.
teaching dance, I pick stuff up and I tell them.
Right.
But I mean, when I worked in corporate
Right.
photos and film and video,
Yeah.
I know like they're like, what has
What is she picking up on? But we all have this. And that's why
people
you and
think I
I are
know all
here.
this stuff? I'm like, it's not like that. Um,
So
Thank you so much. I'm just gonna
thank
say
you.
goodbye to the audience. I want to just talk to you for 1 minute
Yeah.
before I after we say goodbye to everybody. Thank you everyone for joining me. And if you
Thank
want to
you.
support my channel, hire me for a psychic reading, take my class. And I just added some products. I'll do that. So take care, everybody. Bye. Thank you for
Thank
being
you.
here
Bye.
and joining us. All right.